Well, hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of Whiskey Calling here, down at the bar. Wednesday, we're right in the middle of Christmas and New Year's, sort of enjoying it's holiday season here. And I thought I'd talk about a bourbon that I'm a pretty big fan of. I've done a review on Casey Jones before. I think it was maybe a couple years ago now. And I bought another bottle and just thought, hey, why don't we just revisit this? And talk a little bit about Casey Jones. So I hope you guys have a bourbon handy or a Casey Jones handy, and we can chat about it. So this bottle here, it's a Casey Jones barrel cut. It says it's double barrel here. Craft spirit, small batch. And spirits distilled from corn and cane, it says. So yeah, it has a little bit of right up here on the bottle as well. Crafted from a long family tradition, Casey Jones barrel cut brings you rich Kentucky taste. Distilled and aged to perfection, master distiller Arlon A.J. Casey Jones brings you his very own creation, Casey Jones Distillery Barrel Cut. Paying honor to Kentucky tradition, barrel cut starts as the very best of our family recipes that are mellowed in wood-fired charred oak barrels till it's time to bottle. Each small batch is inviting and intriguing, with taste that's a little sweet and spicy and a lot irresistible. Today's new taste, tomorrow's classic, Casey Jones Barrel Cut. What else does it say here? Square pot distilled and bottled by Casey Jones Distillery, Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Authentic square pot distilling, Kentucky proud. Okay, you know what? You know what's interesting about this? I always had in my head that Casey Jones was a bourbon. I don't see the word bourbon written here, to be honest, on the bottle, which is surprising to me. Sure tastes like a bourbon. Interesting. As I've said before in the past, I'm a bit more of a taster, not a researcher, so I usually don't do a lot of research before I turn on the camera. It's more just I want to be surprised by the taste a lot of times and kind of tell you what I'm tasting. But I've had this before. I always thought it was a bourbon, and I don't see that on the bottle, like I said, which is very interesting. But okay, I'll let you guys know what it tastes like. It's 50. This bottle here is 52.15% alcohol. So it packs a bit of a punch. Let's see. Let's pour a dram here. Right. Nice dark color, as you can see. Look at that, eh? Let's see what it smells like. Yeah, just get a very deep kind of rich molasses, leather, brown sugar. Yeah, and just a very, very, like I say, deep, rich molasses. Really, really nice, nice smell to it. Let's see what it tastes like, folks. Mm. This is so good, I didn't want to cut off the sip by saying anything. Rich, deep, like it's a very nice, relatively thick texture. Coats the mouth really well. It's definitely got a little bit of heat on probably the very back end of the sip, right before the finish starts to kick in. But all those same notes that were on the nose kind of come through on the palate too. So it's kind of deep, kind of a rich, leathery molasses, a little bit of brown sugar, sticky bun kind of thing going on. But there's definitely also some oakiness there too. So it's oaky, leathery, and sweet all at the same time, which is and nice thick texture, um, as well as a little bit of a spicy hit. The alcohol content's pretty decent, and a nice long relaxing finish. Kind of a nice long finish of spice, and then it kind of settles into kind of just a nice mellow, maybe even a little bit of background hints of chocolate, or even a little bit of chocolate, almonds at the back end. So you get a little bit of everything. I'm just such a big fan of Casey Jones. Let's have another sip. Mm-hmm. You know what? See my channel before. I've definitely Boulder Spirits is another one that I've liked in the past. I'm just seeing if I have any here, but this is a little bit like Boulder, but a little bit better. Really, really, really delicious. Um, mm. Like this could just be, just a nice slow sipping. It's kind of everything that you want. Maybe, Clyde Mays is another other whiskey I've reviewed before, and this is a little bit reminds me of that a little bit. This is a little bit more of a punch to it. If I recall, Clyde Mays was probably a little bit lower on the alcohol volume, probably 45 to 47% if I'm recalling correctly, and that has a real molasses to it. But this has just got everything. Just got bit more punch. It's got that molasses, but it's got a little bit more of an eventful, full-bodied thing going on. Full-bodied. I mean, that would probably be the best way to describe this Casey Jones. I'm trying to think of some other comparatives here. I'm almost maybe picking up a touch of vanilla in here too. So it's not. It reminds me of maybe a little bit of Elijah Craig in a certain type of way. But again, I'd say this is a bit of a thicker texture. And again, just more full-bodied and more of a pop. I'm trying to think of some other comparators, but I had a Casey Jones a couple years ago, and I went through the bottle really, really quickly. And it's funny, I bought another bourbon that maybe I'll review in a while that I didn't like as much just over Christmas here. I kind of poured it a couple times and I was having trouble getting through it. I'm like, geez, I shouldn't be having trouble getting through something. So I just kind of set it aside and I poured one of these and it was just like, oh yeah, here's Casey Jones again. Just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, if you ever get a chance where you see a bottle of Casey Jones, in my area, I don't see them all that often. Like if I was really looking for them, I could probably see a bit more, but I generally find they're not always super available. And so if you ever see a bottle around, just grab it. Like that'd be my advice. Grab it, enjoy it. You just seriously can't go wrong. I forget the price on this, but I don't think it was extremely expensive. I mean, it wasn't overly cheap, but I don't think extremely expensive either. Really, 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 really nice bourbon. I'm having another sip, folks. Yeah, just leathery sawdust, all of that. Mm-hmm. Spirits distilled from corn and cane. Interesting. Now, this might be one I might do a little research and see if I can find out the mash bill in this. It's got a very interesting mix. Like I'm almost starting to get a little bit of like a little bit of rye notes, rye and oak. Like I'm thinking of like Lot 40, the dark oaked. I think that's what it's called. Version almost can sometimes have a bit of a tardiness like almost a little bit of a cranberry, uh, cranberry, dried dried berries, almost a little bit of that tardiness coming out. That's coming out here a little bit in a very, very nice way. I really like that Lot 40 version as well. That kind of reminded me of that. So it's got a little bit of a, yeah, like I'm getting sort of rye, a little bit of rye bubblegum thing going on. You kind of get that from rye sometimes, which I really like. That's a good thing in my books. So this has a little bit of everything. This is really, really nice bottle. So yeah, I can't recommend it enough. Hope you guys are having a great Christmas. Hope you have a great New Year's, and we'll see you again soon, everybody. Have a good one.